up a wafer-restive pair. I would ask the question, what wisdom is there in there? If a man tells a bad joke, one against God or race, and another man laughs, but laughs only with his face. Fear, only fear, gonna keep us to our knees. Fear, only fear, is a line between war and peace. If your heart says to let go, but your mind is so afraid, let your heart take control over all the decisions that you made. Fear, only fear, gonna bring us to our knees. Fear, only fear, it's a rapist of dreams. Fear, only fear, I feel my fears. When I walk in that dark place, to let go, but your mind is so afraid. Let your heart take control, don't even let your mind ever say. Fear, only fear, gonna bring us to our knees. Fear, only fear, it's a rapist of dreams. Fear, so tall, no one can see it. What's keeping you out is holding me in. I got a couple little kids at home, and before my son was born, we were thinking we were going to have a daughter, another daughter.
And my pop said to me, he goes, I think you should go get a dog because you're going to need another set of nuts in the house. It's just the way it works. But we got the boy, so we're still holding out on the dog. I have to say, I think dogs are harder than kids. If you don't have kids, the part about the show that deals with kids is over right about now. But I'm truly a blessed man, and that's where this one comes from. There's a woman with a baby sitting next to me as we ride the crooked train into New York City. She holds that child on her bended knee, whispers something that only he can hear. She says, I will always love you, no matter what may come. I carried you inside myself, the two of us are one. No matter how you fall down, how it comes undone. To me, you will always be shining. And he stares into her brown eyes above, into the face of unconditional love. I see a man laying in the street, left his motorcycle at a high rate of speed. In his eyes there's a vacancy, but he seems to be smiling. Maybe he was Muslim, a Christian or a Jew. I hope that he was laughing when off that bike he flew. Maybe he struggled to believe, just like me and you. As the ambulance is too late arriving, now he stares into the sky above, into the face of unconditional love. Sometimes I'm impossible, sometimes I rage and roar, sometimes all the dreams are spent and strewn across the floor, and I see myself reflected in your eyes. All the tragedy, the hope and the tears. So when my hour is dying, when the light is clear and clean, if it helps read from the Bible, don't hook me up to those machines. Just stay by my side as I slide into some peace. Give me strength over what I'm afraid of. In the face of unconditional love.
Thank you. Hey, thanks a lot.
This tune's one of my favorite tunes, and I didn't write it. A great songwriter named Richard Schindel wrote it, and it's called "You Stay Here." You stay here, and I'll go look for wood. Do not fear, I'll be back soon enough. Do not let the fire die, neither let it burn too bright. You stay here, and I'll go look for bread. And if I can, some sugar for the kids. Dry your eyes, I'll be alright. I know where they laid the mines. You stay here, I'll go look for coats. I think I saw some along the road. We'll wash them clean with melted snow. The kids won't ever have to know. Yeah. You stay here, I'll go look for guns. I think I know where they're buried some. 'Cause if a tiger comes at night, we won't go without a fight. stay here. I've got luck forgotten. It won't be hard, 'cause I know where she's not. I will bring it back with me. Make him listen, make him see. You stay here, you stay here, you stay
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'm heading back to New Hampshire tomorrow. I go to the Stone Church over in Newmarket. And then from there to Waitsfield, Vermont. I've got about 2 weeks left on this tour that I'm on now. And then from there down to New York City on Tuesday for a couple shows at Joe's Pub. But I want to thank Keith for being such a great host, and also Lauren for being a great waitress, and the bartender for pouring a tall drink. My pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
I can see those visions dancing across the foot of my bed. Crumpled sheets to tired bodies, sins I commit now in my head. I've questioned him 1,000 times or more. Your photograph lies deep at the bottom of my drawer, and when I looked at it this morning, I had no angry words to say. No angry words to say. The coffee maker that you gave me finally broke down. It up and died this morning with a groaning sound. Oh, these ghosts I've driven them from my house. It's a simple life I lead, still got a lot to learn about. Yeah, but I'm finally getting over. Yes, I'm finally getting over. Yeah, I'm finally getting over the sad party yesterday. No angry words to say. I learned a little about forgiveness, a little about sin, a little about the soul of a man living within his skin. If it started, I don't wear a face that says I'm weary, broken hearted. I don't need someone to smother with love that you've discarded. No, 'cause I'm finally getting over. Yes, I'm finally getting over. Yeah, I'm finally getting over the sad party yesterday. Yeah, I'm finally getting over. Finally getting over. Yeah, I'm finally getting over the sad party yesterday. La 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 la. Hey, thanks a lot. Hey, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. So I drove all the way up to, I drove to Seattle and then I flew to Alaska, and I decided when I got to Alaska I was going to turn off the constantly negative news network and actually start greeting human beings as though they're really human beings again and not being afraid of strangers. And I decided also that after I got a rental car, I'd pick up the first person I saw hitchhiking. It was great. So I went out and I was in Anchorage. Actually, I rented a little 4-cylinder Hyundai, you know, the way that you do, because it's cheap. And I left and I was driving to Homer, and I saw this guy along the side of the road, and the hood on his car was open. It was steaming and smoking and stuff.
And I looked, and there's this big, tall fellow there, and I thought, well, there's the guy that needs the ride. And he looked at me kind of half-heartedly, put a thumb up like he was kind of messed up or something, and I thought, well, here it is. I'm called to pull over for this guy, so I pull over, and the guy gets into the car, and the car immediately starts listing to the right, you know, and he's like, smells like Cutty Sark and pickled eggs, you know. It's like this really shitty, washy smell, kind of weird thing. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong with your car over there? And he goes, that's not my car, man. All right, well, cool. So we start driving, and he asked me what my name is, and I said, my name's Willy, you know, and he goes, I go, what's your name? And he goes, James, man, just like in the Bible. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's right on time, man. I'm happy to hear about it. So we keep cruising, and all of a sudden he goes into what I would call religious Tourette's, where he's like, and the Lord saith unto me, and John 5:9, and blah, blah. He starts just sort of, and there's little bits of mucus or something forming on the sides of his mouth, and he's getting a little upset. And he's about 6'4", maybe 260. So I'm listening, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like 180 pounds of folk power, but you know, there's only so much a man can do. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden he goes, hey man, do you smoke weed? And I looked at him and I said, look at me, man. You know, I smoked it like once, okay, every day for 20 years. And I decided it's not the best move anymore, you know. That's a chemical disadvantage I just can't afford. You know, being horny, hungry, and stupid all combined, it doesn't work. Well, he looks at me and he goes, if I don't smoke pot a couple times a day, I get violent with people. Well, spark up, Jimmy. So he busts out this sack, and he twists up a big fat Cohiba, and he busts into that baby, and the whole car is just blue pluming. We're grooving. We got the Christian rock station on. I'm feeling the power, you know, even though I've never listened to Christian rock in my life. So we get to Moose Paw, and James gets out of the car, and by now we're tight, we're pals, you know. And he gave me a Cliff Bar, a chocolate Cliff Bar, which I thought was a very, very, very nice parting gift. At that point in time, Cliff Bar was the right move. So, as I mentioned earlier, I'm really into cars, and the Hyundai doesn't have a lot of grapes, if you follow me, but it's still pretty much fun. It's front-wheel drive, 4 cylinders, so I put it in neutral, and I'm just pranging the rev limiter. And I'm like, James, check out the cool, clean power of the Hyundai, dude. And I drop it into low and try to bleach it out of the parking lot on this little patch of gravel, and it spits like one little stone. It's like, that's all I can muster. But I pull out right in front of a state trooper canine unit, and they roll me over, just woo. So they bring Snoopy the dope dog around. It's like this German Shepherd. I'm like, Snoop, come over here. I've got this Cliff Bar for you. Let's make friends. And I give the dog the bar, and he's just, and the statey's like, don't give him food. It throws off his sense of smell. I was like, damn. I'm so sorry about that. So they search my car, and there's people flying by, and there's like little pieces of gravel flying into my guitar cases and stuff. And this state trooper is really cute. Her name is Susie. I can't make this shit up. And she's, I'm like, this is cool. She's like, you've got really nice guitars. I was like, right on, statey. I don't have any drugs or guns or obscene art, though. Can I go? So finally they let me go, and I was late for my gig. The moral of the story is, by turning off the TV and going out and meeting some people, I met a great dog, a German Shepherd. I met a really hot state trooper, not a bad deal. And I met this cool guy named James, who probably had the best pot in Alaska. So I figure I win. I'm going to take more chances out there, people.
Don't worry so much. I worry too much. Can you see the stars that are assembled? When you held love tight, remember how it trembled. So soft to the touch. Don't worry so much. I hurry too much. It will come as sure as we are bleeding. Let's groove before the vultures start feeding. Don't hurry so much. And go easy on yourself. That's what I do. I'd go easy on myself if I were you. I'd go easy on myself, rather try and breathe. Killing the tumor while it's still a rumor. Killing the tumor while it's still a rumor. And go easy on yourself. That's what I do. I'd go easy on myself if I were you. I'd go easy on myself, rather try and breathe.
Thank you so much for a great night here. I really appreciate the energy of the small and incredibly powerful Manchester audience. God bless. Take care of each other. I've got some CDs and a mailing list over there. And thank you, Keith, again. All right, I'm not that way. Tuning there. This one's called The Trees Have Soul. Trees are gone. Desert wasteland has become this earth. Will we be satisfied? Because I need to know, where do the trees grow? I think the trees have soul. They're trying to tell us so. I think the trees have soul. I can hear them call. I need to know, where do the breezes blow? I think the wind has soul. She tried to tell me so. I think the wind has soul. I can hear her call.
I need to know, where do the breezes blow? Yeah, I need to know, where did the freedom go? Yeah, I need to know, where do the trees go? I think the trees are so. The trees are so.
Thanks a lot. Hey, wow, thank you. All right. I went over to my buddy Johnny's house when it was about noon and we were getting ready to watch a NASCAR race, and I'm not a NASCAR fan. I guess last year I kind of got the bug though. And I think it was because of the sponsors they had on the sides of the car. I think they decided to market NASCAR to people like me. And anyway, we were sitting there and he's got surround sound and stuff. And they started talking about the sponsors that were on the cars today, like Little Debbie and Seagram's. I mean, Little Debbie and Seagram's, that's a party where I come from. So anyway, as the cars started to rev up and they did a couple of parade laps, they came around and all of a sudden we broke for commercial and we went and got some scotch, the way you do on Sunday. And when we came back, it sounded kind of like this. Welcome to the high banks of Talladega. I'm John. Welcome to the NASCAR Nextel Next Cup Nation. Big story today. The Bush car. It's been out front all afternoon. Everybody seems to want to place the Bush car. Old Jimmy Johnson's been bump drafting off the back end of the Bush car all afternoon, working the high line and the low line together here. Old Jimmy Johnson, he's a bump drafter. Unbelievable. He's gone through 2 sets of front rubber in pursuit of the Bush car. Looking further back in the pack here, the real story today. Mark Martin has been injured. Sitting in for Mark. Old Dick Trickle's been born again hard today in the Viagra Ford today. Unbelievable story there developing as we move up to the back of the pack. Look at this. They're going around here. The high banks, a couple of rim riders. Just unbelievable. Swapping positions again this time by. Absolutely incredible there. Working lap 69. Bush car seems to be the story. Little Debbie's moved her way through the pack. Seagram's car somehow got in between old Dick Trickle and the Bush car. It's an incredible story there. It's funny how booze will get in the way of a man and his prize. Unbelievable. We're going to pause right now for station identification. Thanks for tuning in to the Motorsport Racing Network, NASCAR Next Cup Nation. We like to combine Christian rock and NASCAR. That's right. We put the hallelujah in hell yeah. So that's what it sounded like. But as we sat there and watched that, I looked over on the table and my buddy, my CD was sitting there and he was using it as a coaster, No, we were drinking scotch, man. It was noon. It was time to hit the hard stuff. Anyway, I looked at him. I said, "What's the story there?" And he goes, "Well, your CD's already in the car. It's in the iPod. It's all over the place, man, so..." And besides, look at how it reflects that wonderful light through the smoky scotch there, giving it that caramelized color that we all love so much. And I thought for a minute and realized that is the state of my industry. So here's the title track off my latest digital coaster. And it's called Available Light.
A sea of flowers chase the sun from morning rise till the day is done. They're drinking it in, photosynthesize, making the most of the available light. Galileo, full of dreams and hope, looked up to heaven with his telescope. He found a new way to see what was out of sight by making the most of the available light. He was making the most of the available light. Every cigarette leaves a little trace. There's a blind man smiling the sun on his face, baby. Honey, what we don't have, we don't need anyway. There's overcast skies between lies and truth, and we both blame each other for what we can't see through. But in the back of your mind, I see a flicker of flame. I wanna make the most of the light that remains. Every cigarette leaves a little trace. There's a blind man smiling the sun on his face, baby. Honey, what we don't have, we don't need anyway. There's overcast skies between lies and truth, and we both blame each other for what we can't see through. But in the back of your mind, I see a flicker of flame. I wanna make the most of the light that remains. Now the sun is fading on that rusty barn, and the grass is singing on your cotton dress. Bring on the stars, lovers on the night. We're gonna make the most of the available light. We're gonna make the most of the available light. Gonna make the most of the available light.
Hey, thanks so much. I'm a big Mark Knopfler fan, so I thought I'd do a little instrumental medley for you to close this set up. So there's a couple tunes in this thing. One's mine, one is written by a great Brazilian guitarist and composer named João Guimarães. And the other tune is Mark Knopfler's tune.
Ah, thank you so much for the great energy. Thank you. I'll take a short pause and be back with another set of music. Sure appreciate you.
It's a sleepy little town in Connecticut. They call it Manchester. All the women round there looking for something called a Manchester. And they figure kind of funky. Everybody feel a junkie, and they all got some funk in the trunk. Nobody knew that it'd be so cool to go down to the pub on a Thursday night. Down in Manchester. 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 The sky behind the bar and Lauren walk around, and the waitresses, they look so fine. Make you wonder if you ever make it home, if you ever gonna lose your mind. There's a hard time out on the road, and people get hungry, and people are told you gotta bring it back home. Don't matter where you get your appetite, long as you eat at home down in Manchester. Manchester.
She really loves simple things. Can't afford no diamond ring. Wouldn't wear it if she could. She hits me like a cool summer rain. When she's gone on the wind, I can hear her whisper in the wind. I can hear the ocean when I look into her eyes. My heart is swept away like a paper boat on the tide. I'm destined to run aground with her by my side. Together we'll wake up to a watercolor sunrise. She's been running in the rain. She's like whiskey on my brain. She makes me feel so high. She's got holes in her stocking. Now she's up and unlocking the door for me. I can hear the ocean when I look into their eyes. My heart is swept away like a paper boat on the tide. I'm destined to run aground with her by my side. Together we'll wake up to a watercolor sunrise. No one really knows where she's from. She comes and she goes like a watercolor, bleeds and runs away. What am I afraid of? Here she comes, now. She really loves simple things. Can't afford no diamond ring. Wouldn't wear it if she could. She's got holes in her stocking. Now she's on the back porch rocking the baby to sleep. I can hear the ocean when I look into her eyes. My heart is swept away like a paper boat on the tide. I'm destined to run aground with her by my side. Ah, thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Thank you.